Good morning and Jai Hind to all the dignitaries present and my dear friends. Today, we all have gathered on this online platform for a special purpose. Today, we have amongst us the Iron Lady of Sunbeam, who is a celebrated educationist and an administrator par excellence. She is an epitome of intelligence, excellence, and undying spirit. Ma'am is also an innovator and a true learner. So, my dear friends, let us all put our hands together to welcome Mrs. Amrita Burman, the Deputy Director of Sunbeam Group, for a rendezvous.
Thank you.
Good morning and Jai Hind, ma'am.
Good
We
morning.
welcome you to Sunbeam Sarnath on the virtual platform. With your due permission, ma'am, shall we begin our question answer round?
Please do, dear. Please do.
Thank you, ma'am. So my first question is, what is the biggest lesson that the pandemic has taught you?
Well, the biggest lesson that the pandemic has taught me is that, first of all, take care of your own health is the most important thing. It's because if you are not very healthy and if you don't take care of your health, you can be of no use to someone else. You will be, in fact, dependent on someone. So, if each of us are concerned about our own health, I think a lot of problems get sorted out. So, that's one of my first lessons that has been taught to me, to be active, to be healthy, to exercise, to take steam, to follow all the norms that are being told. That's one. The other thing that the pandemic has taught me is to value everyone who's there with you, to keep no malice, just to be nice to everyone because life is very valuable. And I think when it comes to survival, you forget everything else. So it's important to be very nice. I mean, not to hanker or around a lot of materialistic things that we do sometimes hanker over. I think it's just being nice to people, valuing everything around you, which is very important. Even today, the fact is that any amount of money you have, it cannot even buy you a hospital bed. This is the truth of the day. So it's not all about how much you've run after to make money, but sometimes even today, relationships are mattering. So it's all about the kind of people you work with and the kind of relationships you build over so many years. The other thing that I have learned is that if there is a tough situation, and if there is a challenge, it's very important to keep your head on your shoulders, to think straight and look for solutions. Because if you start getting too worried, too hassled, you never land up taking good decisions. And I think it really matters to take good decisions at this stage.
Thank you, ma'am. So my next question is, as an educator with so many years of experience, what do you think is the biggest challenge for students today?
Uh, I think one of the biggest challenges for students today is to simply being focused and keep learning. The learning gap from last year till now, I thought we would be getting back to normal. Unfortunately, we haven't. I think this learning gap has really increased. Even the best of students, very, very committed, are actually struggling because as human beings, we want to be together, collaborating, being with each other, socializing. Children are really, really missing that because academically, as much as the teachers are working very, very hard to reach out to students on the online platform, the digital divide, internet problems that we are having, I have not been able to, teachers have not really been able to reach out in the same way to all students. That's one. And I think besides that, the other learning is, or what I see in the students is that, it's a third world country and there are a lot of people, a lot of children who have suffered because they don't have enough of devices. So I think it's important at this stage for us to be giving. If we have extra devices, we should be sharing it with people. We should be doing our level best to see that children actually get to learn as much as they can. And I would also like to tell the children that you have to take that extra step of doing a lot of things on your own with guidance from the students. Otherwise, this gap is only going to increase with time. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is, who has been your greatest inspiration in life and how has he or she inspired you?
Well, I think my greatest inspiration in life. I mean, at one stage it was Gandhiji, for example, who was really, I think very simple. Had his eyes on grassroots. He's, I think, one of the only politicians who really spoke about grassroots getting empowered, grassroots democracy being there, listening to them, because I think that's where most of the problems lie. So if we keep our ears to the grassroots people, I think a lot of problems would get sorted out. So, in fact, with age and with time, I've actually grown to admire Gandhiji even more. That's one. Then I, of course, had Kiran Bedi as one of my ideal, because I felt that she was somebody who really had the guts, had the grit to do what she wanted to. And I think that's very, very important. And I think today, frankly, today, in the past, say about a year, and I think for the past 3, 4 days, when people are not getting beds, people are not getting oxygen, I am really, really, there are 2, 3 doctors I've been in touch with who've been trying to help people. I think they are the real life heroes. Today, nobody is really coming to anyone's aid except doctors. And though y'all are very young children, most of y'all, but I want to tell each one of y'all, it's good to be a part of any profession, but I think one of the most noble profession is to be doctors. Unfortunately, becoming a doctor has not been one of the most sought after professions by children anymore. But today, when you have a problem at home, you really turn around and look towards doctors. So I would suggest to those of you who have the ability, the focus, you may not be the most intelligent child. It's not always about intelligence. It's about being focused. I've seen many, many mediocre children. When I say mediocre, I mean academically mediocre children who have been very focused, have really worked hard, have proven to be the best doctors that you come across. So it's not about getting a 90% only in your examinations. It's about making up your mind to serve society. So I think one of the most important things that you should think very seriously of is becoming doctors. It is positively a profession we should really ask our children to be in.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is, we Sunbeams admired you, ma'am, for your dynamism, passion, and perfection. What, according to you, is your biggest strength?
I think my biggest strength is I plan, I I do foresee. I am a visionary. I can see certain problems coming, which many people around me can't, and then I plan accordingly. And the other thing is, I never give up. I never give up. In fact, the toughest of situation is like a booster for me. If there's a tough situation, I just think very calmly and I try to look for solutions. So, and then I strive for excellence. I do work towards perfection. I don't like mediocrity at all. I feel you never work towards mediocrity. If something doesn't happen the best, it's okay. But the amount you try should be your best. That's important.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is, ma'am, if given the privilege to decide, who would you like to be born as in your next birth and why?
Well, frankly, if given the choice, I wish I could have done it even in this life. Positively, in the next life, I wish to be a politician, because I think when you have bad leaders, when the leaders are very narrow-minded, when they actually, there was so much of hope out of this government. I don't want to be political, but at the same time, when you don't really think about the good of the common man, when maybe you start beautifully, but then you start making so many mistakes because what has been said for years is so true. Power spoils, and absolute power spoils absolutely. I think we can't get a better example than what we are seeing today. So I would like to be a politician, because I feel that if you really want to make a difference, rather than complaining and cribbing, you should be sitting in the seat of power, should be sitting in the parliament, should probably be the prime minister of the nation, or a good a cabinet minister, because it's only then that you can actually make a difference. Everything fails. Today, a doctor is struggling because the administration is not getting oxygen for them. Doctors can only do as much, but the administration has a huge role to play. So I think I would love to be a politician to make a difference.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, Arpita.
Ye- Yes, Arpita, are you around?
Thank Now, ma'am, we all are excited for the rapid fire round and we will throw a few questions
Yes.
and you have to reply promptly without much thinking. So, are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. What is your greatest fear?
I really don't know. My greatest fear. I frankly don't fear anything. I believe a lot in God. I believe a lot in the Almighty. I don't fear. I don't fear. Yes. Arpita, no fear, dear.
Next question, Arpita.
Yes,
Who is
Arpita.
your most favorite author?
My most favorite author is Devdutt Patnaik.
What
I
is your
love his
biggest
Malvita.
weakness?
Sorry?
Ma'am, what is your biggest weakness?
I get too emotional. I get too emotional. I don't think it's a very good idea to be so emotional. That's my biggest weakness.
What is your most precious possession?
My family. My family is my most precious possession.
What is the one thing which brings a smile on your face instantly?
Uh, Young children. Young children smiling, being happy brings a smile on my face.
Uh, which one skill have you learned in this lockdown period?
The skill I have learned, well, I think my technological skills have really improved in the lockdown period. I would want to say that my technological skills are much better than they ever were.
Thank you, ma'am, for being with us today and sharing so many unknown facts about your life with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arpita. Thank you.
We will greatly honor to have you amongst us as we have come to know you in a totally different light. I'm
Thank you.
sure our respect for you has grown manifold after this candid interaction with you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it was an absolute honor to speak to each one of you all. Each one of you all take care. Jai Hind. Thank you so much, Amita. Take care.
Ma'am, just before you leave, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to you because I know the times are not very conducive, but in spite of that, you made out time for us. And really, our kids had been waiting for this moment because we had a lot of new admissions and who are all present today on this platform. Everybody was eagerly waiting to hear you. And thank you so much, ma'am, once more from behalf of
Thank you,
Sunbeam
Samita.
Sarnath.
Since you remind me, and I can see a few parents here, and so many new children, I can see a few teachers. I just want to tell each one of you all that that each one of you all has to be very strong. Take care of your health because you have to take care of your own health. Nobody else will just come and take care. If you know, if you really tend to get too sick in these times, you have to not only take care of your health, you also have to be very positive in your attitude. And I think your attitude will actually guide you forward from here, take you forward from here. You're going to be safe and strong if your attitude is positive. So with that, those words of keeping your attitude really positive, I would like to sign off. You all take care, stay inside, concentrate on your online classes, and go be with your family, be with your parents, because I think that is the most important completely. So you take care. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was so inspiring. With this, we end up today's session. I thank everyone for their presence. Now, the students are requested to join their respected classes. Thank you all and Jai Hind.